There's an explosive move to the upside coming for XRP. Whales, insiders, and institutions see it, and they are positioning themselves accordingly. But the sad part is that retail has actually been selling into this rally, still in disbelief that XRP is heading to its all-time high and much further. So we're going to break it down in this update, current events, financial markets, and how to take advantage of the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and my apologies for missing our live show last night. I got a little scratchy throat right now. Nothing major, not even a little snivel really, but just a little scratchy throat. So I took the night off. I didn't want to go on a hour-plus long rant last night and make it any worse. So we're going to get right on into the update, and we're going to play a little catch-up. I appreciate your support. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys have subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our updates. All of our community resources are available at zachrector.com. Big deals getting done. President Trump secures $1.2 trillion economic commitment with Qatar. This is after $600 billion from Saudi Arabia. And we are also looking at the Riddlers going crazy. We got a purple carpet. We got a purple tie. We got the hidden road. You guys tell me, are the Riddlers crazy or are they over the target the entire time? And I got my Castle shirt on right now, actually. XRP with the purple flag. I don't know. You guys tell me. Hey, now we're going to look here. Check it out. $1 trillion in UBS Asia client funds are shifting from USD to gold, Bitcoin, and crypto amid US-China tensions. The inflows are coming. I talked about it yesterday. We've seen over 62.9, almost 63 billion of inflows into the crypto ETFs just here in the United States. And when you just look at what's right around the corner as far as, dozens of ETFs going live for XRP, it's without a doubt that XRP is going to be seeing tremendous amounts of inflows unlike those that we've ever seen before. And so I think that the whales, insiders, and institutions that have been accumulating massive amounts of XRP, they see it. Folks like myself and others in our community, we see that coming. And so although I'm not buying more XRP, I've been buying a few other utility cryptocurrencies that I'm catching up on. We see what's coming. The shift is here, and it's no longer speculation. Now it's being reported. $1 trillion of client funds being shifted from US dollars to gold, Bitcoin, and crypto amid US-China tensions. And this is just with UBS Asia client funds. We see 63 billion of inflows into the crypto ETFs just a little over a year since they've gone live. So it's no longer speculation. It's not a hypothetical down the road. It's happening now. So please position yourself accordingly. The Bank for International Settlements sees it too. They're addressing the total value locked measurements. And what it does here is it measures the value deposited in decentralized finance, but it is not standardized and may rely on off-chain data. Opening the door to manipulation, a new proposed metric is designed to improve transparency and reproducibility. So we need standardization when it comes to the data, whether it be on-chain, off-chain. This is where that utility of oracles comes in handy. Oracles is actually an amendment that's in the pipeline right now for the XRP ledger. In the meantime, we see Flare addressing oracles and Chainlink, a few other players as well too. I picked up another oracle play, the ticker's DIA. I picked up that coin because it's another oracle play. And I think that you can see, with the Bank for International Settlements acknowledging how important this is going to be. And as it pertains to the XRP ledger ecosystem, I really can't wait to see better data, standardized data, so that we understand what's happening across the board. To really see this space open up, people need to know what they're investing in and, what's there, what's not there. And so we need this type of standardization and just getting acknowledgement from the Bank for International Settlements. I mean, this used to be ignored. This used to be silly. It was just a pet rock. And now we have the BIS helping to create standardization within the data and reporting of on-chain metrics. I mean, this is how far we've come. Now, this is nothing new for Ripple, though, because Ripple's been in the room, not just playing around, not just doing a consultation, not just doing a fireside chat, not just doing a photo op, but actually testing and building out central bank digital currencies. This is Wrath of Kahneman with a tremendous find, one of the best researchers in the XRP community. This study from Ulster University notes the speed of a Ripple private ledger, which is currently being tested by the Bank of France as a platform for a euro-based CBDC. I believe this is the first confirmation of an actual Ripple-based CBDC in France, current as of 24. Now, we know that they've been working with the Central Bank of France for a very long time, but this is the first acknowledgement that they've been working on a euro-based CBDC with them, right? And what's very important to note here, this is the exact type of use case that I've been describing for these private ledgers, right? People getting all worried about the private ledgers. Is there two different prices of XRP? No, there's not. Dark pools, which are simply just OTC markets, nothing new under the sun, but you get crazy TikTokers making dramatic videos, and then everybody gets all scared and worried. Oh my goodness, dark pools, private ledgers, we're going to get screwed. No, you're listening to crazy ladies on TikTok. Probably should stop. Probably shouldn't be doing it. Okay? And so we hone in on what's actually taking place. And these private ledgers are simply just messaging layers. Obviously, some transactions can be settled up over there. But the main utility here is that these central banks and other institutions can't have all of this happening on a public open ledger. So you have interoperability between a private ledger that hides messaging and transactions that you don't want on the public ledger. But at any point, just like David Schwartz described, you can hit that big red button and the walled garden comes down and you can have interoperability with the public ledger. No, there's not two prices, right? And no, retail investors are not going to get screwed out of their XRP while Ripple goes and creates a second XRP on the private ledger. It's not happening. Never would. And the main value proposition of XRP, as described by David Schwartz, is the public deep open pools of liquidity that are going to be built on the XRP ledger, and XRP serves in a privileged position within our ledger to help facilitate those transactions. And so another great example here, I've said, if Ripple would, partner up with Treasury Department, this would be another great example of you put those transactions on a private ledger where Doge can monitor it, right? And make sure everything's going where it should be going. But you don't have to unveil all transactions and money flow to the public. You keep it behind that private ledger. And when you need interoperability with the public ledger, you always have it. And so another great example here, and a great find here from Wrath of Conman. Moving along, President Monica Long of Ripple had the honor of meeting with His Highness Ahmed bin Saeed at the Dubai FinTech Summit. We continue to be impressed with the leadership demonstrated by Dubai as it establishes itself as one of the world's leading hubs for digital assets. So President Trump getting deals done in the Middle East, Ripple's been there for a long time, and they're continuing to double down in that region. Big headquarters base, hub that they've set up in Dubai. And they are the first firm licensed in the DIFC as well, too. Ripple, just like XRP has a privileged position on the XRP ledger, Ripple has a privileged position first with the license there in the DIFC. Love to see it. Now, it's going to be getting good here in our ecosystem because there hasn't been much activity as far as builders, DeFi. That's all coming to an end. Now that we're getting more programmability and functionality brought to our ledger, it's exploding. And the onboarding that's going to come from this Joey wallet, I am very, very excited about. Check it out here. This is XRPL Adam. He is one of the team members there from the Joey wallet. Also, they created First Ledger, and they also created our NFT platform, XRP Cafe. So with this Joey wallet, I have the beta invite. I haven't tried it out yet. Haven't been able to get around to that, but I should, because I'm interested to see how. I've heard nothing but great things about this wallet. But here's the rundown from Adam. This is going to be the fastest and easiest onboarding. I'm seeing people tell me that you can onboard in literally 20 seconds, 30. I mean, this is so fast. Security. They've already had an audit by a leading Web3 security firm. You can use it with all major dApps on day one of public release. Best on-chain asset functionality. Works with First Ledger and anti-snipe launches. That's right, we have an anti-snipe feature built there on First Ledger. So for people launching new tokens, you don't have to worry about the snipers coming in and ruining your day. No other ledger has this. No other ecosystem has this. And this Joey wallet's going to be free from excessive fees, and the dApps in full control. A lot more to come as we accelerate forward with growing the XRP ledger. Crawl, walk, run. And maybe we should say hop, because that's what Joey is. Joey is a baby kangaroo. And you guys know that I bought the Joey meme coin. I did buy the dip on it. You know, we recently had a pullback on Joey. And I see some people coming, oh, what happened to the Joey token? Is that a scam? No, it's not. A little bit of, taking profit, that's normal. And now it's been bought back up by myself and others, and it's already moving back up. And I think this coin has no correlation, no connection to the team behind First Ledger and the Joey wallet. But as they get ready to launch this wallet, to me, it's just kind of an inevitability that this ticker, this meme coin, is going to get attention, is going to get liquidity. I'm not saying to buy it. I'm definitely not saying that. I'm just telling you that I did. I rolled the dice on this one, and we'll see how it plays out. But know your limit, play within it, and don't be a degenerate, okay? Now, guys, this is how it's getting so bullish. I wake up this morning, I flip on X. What's happening? Here are the first two posts that I see on my timeline. Right here from Cointelelie. Crypto Quant reports XRP seller sorry, a little bit of congestion, trying to clear things out here. Crypto Quant reports the XRP seller absorption on Binance, signaling a potential breakout ahead. I got more data on that coming up here shortly too. And then I scroll on down and I got Coin Bureau, bullish. Wisdom Tree, a 100 billion asset manager, names XRP the only altcoin fit to complement a Bitcoin strategy. Oh, really? So it's not just only Bitcoin? And they're not talking about Solana fitting that and complementing that. They're not talking about Ethereum complementing that, Dogecoin, Litecoin, any other coin. Apparently it's XRP. XRP is the right one to complement a Bitcoin strategy, according to Wisdom Tree. See, and I've been saying the suits are going to be selling it with slideshow presentations. The suits are going to be explaining how XRP is the coin to add to your crypto portfolio. All right, you guys want to get crypto exposure? Okay. We start with a little allocation to Bitcoin, but we also want to get you in on XRP. This isn't this isn't coming from me. This is going to be the suits selling it to the 401ks, the pensions, the retirement accounts. You're seeing it, sovereign wealth funds too. More and more of this. You're seeing corporations add this to their treasury as a reserve currency. Now, we're not supposed to call XRP a reserve, even though a lot of people are treating XRP like a reserve by definition, using it as a medium of exchange and holding it as a store of value. Those are the two boxes that you check for a reserve currency. But God forbid you call it a reserve currency. The Twitter police might put you in jail. How's that program working out? The only thing in jail is their portfolio. Whoops. But to bring in the point here, guys, I flip on X and it's just bullish. I meant to pull up the post from CME too. The CME Group, the largest derivatives platform in the world, they also put out a post yesterday, bull posting XRP, talking about how their futures are going to be launching on May 19th. Coin Bureau, Cointelelie, CoinDesk, CME, everybody. You look at all these see the Bank of International Settlements, the Federal Reserve, all these groups, they slip it into their white papers, right? They acknowledge XRP and Ripple in their white papers, kind of buried on page 33 or whatever. Well, you see in the mainstream crypto outlets, they're putting it out for everybody to see. The large institutions, they're still kind of hush-hush, right? But folks, the sentiment has changed, and it's really sad to see because there's a disconnect between a retail investor, a lot of new folks getting into XRP, a lot of people still in doubt about XRP, a lot of people bought in late on XRP, and so they're a little worried with this fluctuation that we've seen between $2, really all the way down to $1.60. Some folks saying that the XRP bull run was over. And there's a big disconnect between that segment of investors in XRP and what's happening with the sophisticated traders, what's happening with the whales, the insiders in the institutions, and just regular Joe Blows like me and many of you that see the fundamentals. We see the fundamentals. We see what's around the corner, and they can shake us out to $1.60, but they can't get us to let go. They can shake us up, but they can't get us out. And this is a post right here from Crypto Michael that I think really puts it into perspective for me. I'm going to back it up with more data on the order books. But he says, when I predicted the XRP rally at 50 cents, everyone called me crazy. I am now predicting a second parabolic rally once XRP breaks $3. They are calling me crazy again. Doubt me out your own risk. Now, I specifically remember covering this post that he put out in July. This is July of 2024. XRP's at 50 cents. And we were all called crazy. I mean, this is like people, back in the day who said that Bitcoin was going to go to $100 or $1,000, right? They were called insane. This is like saying back in the day that Amazon was going to go to $1,000 per share. Apple, some of these other companies were going to go to crazy prices, right? People wanted to put you in an insane asylum for saying such things, right? I got clips are circulating right now of Dave Ramsey saying that you're going to go broke and lose everything investing in Bitcoin at $500. Shout out Dave Ramsey, right? And so they want to put us in insane asylums for saying that XRP is just going to have a parabolic rally to a new all-time high, to maybe $7 to $10, to maybe we might even go to $20 or $30, right? And God forbid we talk about XRP going to $100 and beyond, even though I've shown with hard math how little money is going to have to come in to get there. They want to institutionalize us for saying these things. And think about that. Think about the full-time fudsters. Think about all the haters that tried to say we were wrong. Crypto Michael, back in July, I have never in all of my years of trading seen a 7-year-long bull pennant. We might be about to witness one of the most significant breakouts in crypto history. We were called crazy. It's right around the corner, though. You want data to prove it? Well, take this one. TraderView 2 on X. We've had $210 million of XRP has been net market sold over the past 7 days. Let me explain this for you guys. Over the past week, there has been $210 million taken out of XRP. But yet XRP is going up. How could this be? Retail panic selling in disbelief, while institutions, insiders, and whales, and little Joe Blow like me, we've been setting our limit orders. We've been having those orders get filled up, right? Despite this, XRP is up 20%. When price rises against heavy sell pressure, it signals this isn't retail driven. Market makers or whales are likely absorbing massive sell pressure through limit buy orders. This is a bullish imbalance from an order flow microstructure lens. If this dynamic continues, it typically leads to an explosive upside move once aggressive sellers get exhausted. And these sellers are going to get exhausted and they are going to be sad when they look back and say, wow, why did I sell off my XRP at a couple bucks? And I've already seen the comments. I've already seen the sad stories of people that before we got the rally from 50 cents to $3, they sold off their bags at 50, 60, 70, 80 cents. They sold off at $1. Remember the guys that tried to tell us sell at $1.90? Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Ripple's about to dump on you. Don't be greedy. Sell your XRP at $1.90 before we blast it up to $3.40. Absolutely wrecking all of these naysayers. And unfortunately for the people that just didn't believe for whatever reason, got fudded out, the same folks are now getting back in. You know, it's the same mindset. They get in here, they get a little shaken up, they don't understand what's coming, and the wealth gets transferred from the retail non-believers to the whales, insiders, institutions, and folks like me and many of you who have studied the fundamentals, who are watching and observing what's happening on the order books. We combine this with the technical analysis, and we see the upside is explosive from a conservative standpoint. Now, the upside, it could be a lot bigger than some of our conservative targets, but even our conservative targets, we're talking about an explosive move to the upside. And yes, we saw it coming. We tried to warn folks about when XRP was going to come down into my purple box. Not once, not twice, but a third time. Yes, that's when my order got filled. That's when many of you guys filled your order up. We said, don't be greedy and wait for $2. You know, we got support here. And sure enough, 207, 208. See you later. Goodbye. Here's my next purple box. How long did it take to get up in there? Not long at all. In once, in twice, and I still think that we have upside coming in. Lock in. And by the way, this isn't the end. That, you know, we got to run up here to $3. We're going to see another sell wall. But what's happening here is that while you got little fish selling off, the whales continue to gobble it up and accumulate. An explosive move is coming for XRP. I want you guys to be prepared. If you appreciate what we're doing, make sure you're liking these videos, helping us out by sharing them out far and wide, and I will see you guys in the next one. God bless you all.